In today's wrestling news roundup, we got a lot to catch on from WWE, AEW, WWE 2K22, and a lot more top news from this week. So you guys know what to do. Hit those notifications and let's get into it. One big topic of discussion this week is in regards to Triple H and potentially taking over WWE whenever Vince McMahon steps down. Whenever it is that happens, because of course, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen anytime soon. Many people believe that a Triple H will eventually succeed at Vince McMahon and take over WWE. But Eric Bischoff has something very interesting to say, making it clear that he doubts a Triple H will ever replace Vince McMahon. This was on the Oral Sessions podcast. He stated the following: what happens when Vince McMahon steps down whenever he goes out on the job, which is probably the way he will want to go. Who will be stepping up into that spot? Is it gonna be Triple H? I highly doubt it. Who will do it? And this is not the only big topic in regards to this whole week, because there's also backstage update on the Triple H / Vince McMahon family dynamic, as it's very likely that Triple H will never start up another company to compete with WWE, even though a lot of people would like Triple H to have that chance at creating something big. But as PW Torch indicated, regarding of all of these fan speculation about Triple H potentially leaving WWE to work with another wrestling company or even start up his own, they indicate that a company source told them it wouldn't happen. Wade Keller stated that a Triple H cannot cash out and just leave without it affecting the family dynamic in a way that was just more negative than something Triple H would do. Triple H is either gonna work in WWE or not work against them in the pro wrestling business. Triple H is basically a McMahon, and it's clear that he has way too many stock in the company already for him to even be thinking about competing against them. Plus, let's not forget about his wife, Stephanie McMahon. But I can see why this is something that fans continue to speculate about, especially with the way that NXT has been going. It's almost certain that at this point, it's not really a 100% Triple H product, or even a 50% Triple H product, as it used to be a couple of months ago when it was the black and gold brand. The one thing I would like to see happen is ultimately Triple H just have a bit more control of what happens on SmackDown and Raw. If they're not gonna let him run NXT on his own with his own people and with his own vision. It's just crazy the amount of legends that put over Triple H as someone who could take WWE to that next massive level. And instead of Vince and I guess other in the top position not looking at this as a positive sign, they instead end up changing what was already working on NXT, and in a way just destroying what Triple H made and switching it up. Onto some unexpected news, we had Beth Phoenix announcing that she will be departing from WWE NXT, and her last day as part of the commentary team for the black and gold brand, or I guess the rainbow brand nowadays, will be this Sunday at the War Games event. She posted a statement about it, thanking everybody that she has worked with since May of 2019 when she took this position. She indicated that this was not an easy decision, but she is doing it for her family to spend more time with her kids. And she also went on to indicate that she is still part of WWE. She's not leaving the company. Something I would love to see though is her joining Edge. Even if it's for a little bit, I would love to see the Miz and Maurice take on Edge and Beth Phoenix. That would be an awesome mixed tag team matchup. Obviously doesn't line up with her taking time off, but this could be something that she does, building him into a pay-per-view, and then after that Edge is back to being a singles competitor. Some quick notes in regards to this week AEW Dynamite. We had a phenomenal main event between Cody Rhodes and Andrade, and that ending to it was absolutely insane, with Cody Rhodes getting burned up In the final moments, we had Brandy Rhodes coming out of nowhere and setting the table on fire. The spot was meant for Andrade to go through the table, but it looked like Cody Rhodes' back was the one that took the most damage. That inverted suplex was incredible, and credit to Cody Rhodes for eating it up. AEW ended up showing off some extra images, and you could just see Cody's back burned out. It is worth mentioning though that all throughout the match it did look like he had something on his back, and obviously that was some gel type of protection for when the spot went down, but obviously still looks brutal, and you can see a lot of his skin's literally just peeling off. And worth mentioning that there is a fan video of Arn Anderson's scary accidental fall off the stage before the match even started. It seems like he was okay. He basically slipped off, and Jose reacted quickly to pull Arn Anderson back out of the spot where he fell, and then played it off in storyline fashion and continued to attack him. That was a nice touch, keeping the storyline going and everything else. Early on this week, we had CM Punk taking a shot at WWE, this time over on Twitter, as he was getting fan criticism about him wrestling quote-unquote random opponent on a weekly basis. A fan on Twitter criticized the booking as the person felt the former WWE champion was wrestling a quote-unquote random opponent a week after his highly praised promo segment with MJF. The person brought up how AEW regularly books matches that lack quote-unquote story or rivalry build-ups and pulls name from a hat for top stars to simply go on and defeat. Instead of CM Punk giving some type of extra explanation, he simply took a shot at WWE, stating the following: "Oh, maybe we should tag to see if we can coexist," which of course is WWE's favorite storyline every single Monday Night Raw. I don't think we need to get into it. Despite the title being featured regularly on NXT 2.0, there could be changes coming in the near future for it. On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that he has heard of plans for WWE to cancel the Cruiserweight Championship in order to change things. As seen on NXT television this week, Joe Gacy teased an all-inclusive title coming in. There's no specifics on what exactly that means. In the past, people in charge wanted to make the 205 light weight limit legit. Wrestlers were told to cut weight in order to be involved, but the change could be that those restrictions could be set to change moving forward. With Joe Gacy mentioning the idea of an all-inclusive championship and him being over the traditional 205 weight limit, the Cruiserweight Championship might be canceled and just change altogether to something different. Should be interesting to see what goes down, especially at the War Games event this weekend. And it looks like WWE 2K22 continues to grab the interest of a lot of superstars. We discussed before how Drew McIntyre seems to be excited for it, and now we have Xavier Woods, our king, discussing his WWE 2K22 expectations and talking about how intrigued he is for especially the MyGN mode, which we know that is something he is familiar with his own series of it on Up Up Down Down. When Bleacher Report asked him about the game, his expectation and so on, he indicated the following: "I hope that everything runs smooth and that it's good. My thing is, I obviously have no part in making the game. I am on the wrestling side of things, but I definitely have a stake in it because I am in it and it's a wrestling game for the company that I am an independent contractor for. I'm pumped because everyone on the 2K team seems very excited about things and things seems promising. I can only keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best when it finally releases." He added that "I am hoping this game brings back the equity with the gamer fans because I know it was hard to play some of them, to be honest. They all have their good things and their great aspects, but as far as a fun video game is concerned, sometimes I'm just looking for that and I feel like the learning curve got a little intense. On this this one, they said that there is a remaster controls and all that stuff, and I feel good about it. So like I said, fingers crossed. Based on everything that he said, Xavier Woods seemed to be very intrigued on what it is that WWE 2K Games is working on for WWE 2K22. Woods obviously mentioned his love for my GN mode, and he's very intrigued on what exactly it is that they're going to be giving us when it comes to that and everything else. Something I'm noticing a lot is that more and more wrestlers are actually showing their interest and more intrigue about WWE 2K22, this upcoming game, than what they have shown in the past. It feels like they weren't that excited for it in the past, and now with the build up and everything that they have announced, wrestlers actually seem to be more excited and paying more attention to it. Anyways guys, that is what I got for you. If you enjoyed, found it informative, don't forget to elbow drop it and hit those notifications to, as always, be up to date. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.